July 18, 1944, outskirts of Caen, Normandy. The air reeked of cordite, diesel exhaust, and the metallic tang of fear as Technical Sergeant Frank "Spark" Wilcox huddled behind the smoldering husk of a Sherman tank. Dawn's mist clung to the hedgerows like a shroud, but it did little to conceal the thunderous advance of 15 German Tiger tanks, colossal beasts of steel, their 88mm cannons already claiming 3 Allied Shermans in a symphony of destruction. The radio hissed with frantic voices, panicked pleas from pinned-down infantry, barked orders from command. Hold position. Await reinforcements. Do not engage superior armor. Wilcox's hands shook, not from terror, but from the sheer heft of the jerry-can gripped in his calloused fists. This wasn't standard gasoline. It was his forbidden elixir, a volatile brew of scavenged aviation fuel, shredded rubber scraps, and thickened engine oil, deemed too unstable by headquarters after early tests sparked uncontrollable infernos. The acrid fumes seared his nostrils as he stole a glance at the looming Tigers, then at the retreating Allied lines. Young boys, scarcely out of their teens, clawed through the muck, pursued by mechanical monsters that outgunned and outarmored anything in their path. In a letter home years later, Wilcox would pen, "Disobeying orders might end my career, or my life, but those kids had no shot against Tigers. And I had 28 cans of liquid hell that the brass refused to believe in." With a resolute breath, he signaled his 3-man maintenance crew, Corporal Jimmy O'Neill from Boston, the quick-witted Irish-American with a knack for wiring, Private First Class Lester Watts from Oklahoma, the stoic farm boy who could weld steel blindfolded, and Private Harvey Simmons from Georgia, the wide-eyed 19-year-old whose brother had fallen at Kasserine Pass. They were wrench-turners, not warriors, yet as the Tigers carved a bloody swath through the French countryside, these 4 mechanics were about to rewrite the rules of survival with nothing but ingenuity, jerry cans, and a blatant scorn for safety regs. Roots in rust and resolve. Franklin "Spark" Wilcox wasn't forged for heroics, he was hammered out on the anvil of necessity. Born April 12, 1916, on a hardscrabble dairy farm near Burlington, Vermont, the third of 7 siblings in a clan that prized calluses over credentials, young Frank mastered machinery before he mastered multiplication tables. By 12, he could strip and reassemble a tractor engine in the dark, a parlor trick his father paraded at Sunday barn raisings. Daddy always said anything mechanical could be tamed with enough head-scratching and elbow grease, Wilcox recalled in a 1976 Veterans Oral History Project interview. Manuals and experts? They just boxed in your brain. That Yankee grit became a lifeline when the Great Depression clawed through New England in 1929. At 13, while neighboring farms crumbled under foreclosure, Frank scavenged parts from the wreckage, jury-rigging pumps and plows to keep the Wilcox spread churning milk. He quit school after 8th grade, not from laziness, but to apprentice at Morrison's auto shop in Burlington, where his fumes and faith fixes earned him a legend's whisper: Frank could coax a V8 from vinegar and prayer. By Pearl Harbor's thunder on December 7, 1941, the 25-year-old owned his own garage. He enlisted at dawn the next day, his mechanical wizardry routing him to the Army Ordnance Department. Basic at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, branded him "Spark" after he hot-wired a flickering barracks light with radio guts, mockery that morphed to reverence when he revived a colonel's jeep using bootlaces and a whittled stick as a fuel line hack. By early 1944, shipping out with the 27th Armored Maintenance Battalion to muddy England, Technical Sergeant Wilcox was the go-to ghostbuster for busted tracks and seized engines. His real gift? Improvisation. The Army drills you with the book, his CO, Captain Robert Hendricks, noted in a post-war memoir. Spark? He dog-eared the pages and started scribbling in the margins. Tension simmered with the brass, his fuel-tinkering side hustle, born of ration gas drills, burned too hot, too wild. Dismissed as reckless meddling, Wilcox went rogue, pre-dawn mixology in hedgerow hideouts, blending avgas with rubber confetti and oil sludge until it scorched like Greek fire. Little did they know, this black market brew would soon bridge the gap between desperation and deliverance. The cauldron of Cannes, Operation Goodwood ignites. The road to Cannes had been a meat grinder far bloodier than D-Day's planners dreamed. Operation Overlord's June 6 beachheads clawed inland, but the Norman hub, 9 miles from the coast, was to fall day one. Instead, Field Marshal Bernard Montgomery's 21st Army Group bled for it across hedgerow hell. By mid-July, Cannes symbolized the campaign's slog, German defenses, laced with the 12th SS Panzer Division's fanatics and Panzer Layers elite, turned every furrow into a fortress. Operation Goodwood, Montgomery's July 18 thunderbolt, hurled 3 British armored divisions, over 700 tanks, into the breach, aiming to seize Cannes and burst into the plains. Allied intel missed the Tiger's ambush, 57-ton Titans with 88mm KWK-36 guns that punched Shermans at 2,000 yards. The Yanks' 75mm pop guns? Toothpicks against Tiger plate. Hence the Sherman's macabre moniker, Ronson, after the lighter that lights every time. That morning, British Lancasters dumped 6,000 tons of bombs on German lines, birthing a choking dust veil. Many Tigers hunkered in hull-down slits behind Cagney's copses and walls, unscathed. Wilcox's crew, tagged to the 11th Armored for salvage ops, hunkered 3 miles rearward in a shell-pocked farmstead near Demoville. Orders were ironclad, stay put. Standard parts only. No fuel hacks, after 3 training blazes. Equipment reliability wins wars, not garage gambles, the directive droned. Captain Hendrix's dawn brief brimmed with brass, "Gentlemen, this is the pivot." Monty promises 30,000 Kraut POWs by dusk, tea in Cannes cafes. Optimism curdled by 10 a.m. as gut-shot tanks crawled home, crews spilling tales of 88 slicing steel like silk. Noon radios screamed, a 3rd Royal Tank Regiment company bogged in Cagney marshes, 170 Brits pinned in an orchard east of town by southerly Tigers. Anti-tank aid? Zilch beyond PIAT launchers, popguns to panzers. Reinforcements? Gridlocked, 2 hours out. In the depot's stifling hush, the crew tuned to Captain Adrian Winter's plea, Grid 147392. Enemy armor inbound. Immediate help, over. HQ's rote reply, hold. ETA 120. Winter's voice cracked, 120. We'll be paced in 20. These lads have Piats against Tigers. It's a slaughter. Simmons, eyes saucered, muttered, their Hanjin M out to dry. Wilcox traced maps, math merciless, 4 miles. Jeeps could shave it to 17 minutes, but orders forbade it. Hendrix was briefing, Wilcox held the call. Sparks got that glint, O'Neill quipped. The one that nearly got us latrine duty forever. Wilcox unveiled the tarp, 28-starred jerry cans. AV gas, rubber shreds, oil slurry. Burns triple hot, clings like napalm's evil twin. Scorched a derelict Panzer III post D-Day, engine gutted in 2 ticks. What's pressed, and command? They don't. Shut me down official, I went personal. The air thickened with treason's weight, no combat quals, 7 regs shattered. 20 minutes, Wilcox growled. We sit, they die. We move, we might. Simmons stepped up first, Cassarine's ghost fueling him. How? A canvas clank, grenade-like blobs, 5-second fuses. Incendiaries. Lob M at vents, hatches. Melts the works. Plan sketched, sunken road flank, jeeps laden, hedge volunteers hurling hell. Note for Hendrix, to 147392. Special kit for Brits. Consequences mine. T/SGT Wilcox. Bail now, no shame, he offered. Engines revved in reply. Flames of fury, the orchard gambit. 17 vertigo minutes, crater dodging, shell whistling. They crested into chaos, 170 Tommies ringed a crumbling farmhouse barn, shallow-ditched, hedge hamstrung. Winters, gaunt, stubble-shadowed, advanced wary, mechanics. Come to polish the tigers? Chuckles pierce the dread. Wilcox demoed a blob, incendiary special. Flows into gaps, torches at 2000 degrees Fahrenheit. Disables, maybe cooks ammo. Winters, range? 50 yards max. A bark laugh, suicide stroll. Scouts cry cut it, 15 tigers, 8 mics out. Desperation thawed doubt. Volunteers, 40 surged, 12 picked, Winters and his lieutenant among. Pin pull, aim rear decks or rings. Clear the blaze, fumes kill. 8 cans spare. Jeep trap, drain, douse, ignite, loose, flaming rams to fluster. Madness, Winters grinned. But ours. 4 minutes. Tigers crested ridge at 800 yards, fanning for the kill. 500, lead shell cratered the farmhouse. Jeeps, go. Brakes slipped, drivers vaulted, igniters sparked. 3 fireballs tumbled, 2 pulped by 88s, 1 slamming a flank tiger, blinding blaze, no breach, but bedlam. Push. Volunteers lunged through smoke, 70 yards, and clawing. Winters charged point, machine gun chatter missed, he lobbed into a yawning turret. Whoosh, flame vomited from seams. Crewmen tumbled, afire. Echoes, 5 tigers wreathed in inferno, engines liquefying. Krauts reeled, unknown fire. Retreat fractured. 3 more snared withdrawing, ammo symphonies booming. By 1511, 24 minutes in, 9 hulks smoldered, 3 crews bailed, tanks prize, 3 fled. Volunteers, 8 back, Winters singed, 4 eternal. Regroup ragged, awe amid ash. Winters to Wilcox, rasping, your brew's a beast, Sergeant. My word in the witch hunt. Reinforcements rolled 30 later, agog at the pyre field. Colonel's roar, explain. Winters crisp, Yanks rewrote anti-tank. Note it, sir. Echoes of ember, legacy forged in fire. Inquiry loomed, 3 days limbo, violations stacked, desertion, rogue arms, enemy tango. Hendrix's eve visit, heroics or headache, you aced the impossible. Folder slid, Winter's silver star push. Dempsey's eyeing your juice, not your noose. Mourn, not trial, symposium. Brit Brigadier Harold Mitchell, Yank Colonel James Forrester, formula, Sergeant. 3 hours alchemy unpacked, no slaps, just sketches. Shift, special unit yours. Refine it. Nod sealed. Week's end, Special Petroleum Development Unit, Bayou bunkered. Chemists joined, Wilcox's brew, CSW, scaled. Ardennes 44, Panthers, King Tigers gutted. Post-war, Wilcox demurred brass, wed Eleanor Jenkins 46, spun Wilcox custom engines, Hot Rod Haven. Silver Star, Field Lieutenancy, shrugs. Mechanics fix, Brits charged. 53, Colonel Winters embrace, press flash, saved 172 with grit over gospel. Finest I knew. Ripples, 57 Field Innovation Program birthed, Ordnance Ode to Spark. Third Royal Survivors, Hierarchy Skeptics, NATO Flex Advocates. Major Thomas Bradford 72, Solution Source. Not stars, sergeants who shred the script. Annual July 18th, Brit Missives, Kin Visits, Lives Unlived Sands That Dash. Eleanor's 88 postlude, photo trove of 47 clans. Frank's True Stars. The Unyielding Flame, A Timeless Reckoning. In Frank Spark Wilcox's saga pulses war's paradox, heroism as heresy. No grand stratagem propelled those mechanics to Cagney's orchard, just raw reflex to shield the vulnerable, career be damned. Their tale spotlights innovation's insurgent spark, bottom-up blaze, not top-down blueprint. Wilcox's slurry? No lab largesse, just a Vermonter's vice grip on impossible. Can fell allied overlords grind to glory? Yet this shard endures, for fixers courting courts to rescue kinless foes, a captain hailing unlikely saviors, 15 tigers toppled not by might, but moxie unbound. What lingers? Not the blaze's brilliance or bravery's brunt, but moral metal, staking all on right overwrote. In our protocol-choked era, Wilcox probes, which chains would you snap for a soul? When inertia invites atrocity, what leap defies the ledger? If this chronicle of shadowed valor stirs you, pass its fire, remind kin that history's heft tilts on the hinge of one heedless heart. Below, what struck deepest, the wrench-wielded wizardry, the order-defying daring, or the decades-distant dividends of a 17-minute surge in Normandy's haze? Generals scribe tomes, but battles bend to the bold mechanic who clutches chaos and cries, "Not on my watch."